Hello everyone, my name is Toyo Silabeodo. I'm here to talk to you about how you can get additional points for study and work when you are applying through the express entry. One of the plans that you can actually use to migrate to Canada is through the study to migrate plan. This plan allows you to study in Canada, work in Canada, and after you have worked, you can become a PR. You can also become a permanent resident during the time you're working or even while you're schooling. It depends on which program you're applying to. So I'm here today to show you the exact way by which you actually get the additional points for study and for work. I'm going to show you where those points come from, and we're going to do a dummy CRS calculator to actually see how exactly that point is arrived at. So just follow me and you will see all those things as I break it down and show it to you. Now, before we go on to that, I want to show you this slide first. If you look at this slide, under additional points, you can see that if you have the first one, if you have a post-secondary education in Canada, if you study for 1 year or 2 years, you get 15 additional points. If you also study in Canada for 3 years or longer, you get 30 additional points. If you have a job offer, that's what they mean by arranged employment, and your job offer is in NOC 00, which is more of managerial roles, you get additional 200 points. So if you can get an employer in Canada who will give you a management job where you be a management staff, or any of you, as long as your NOC falls under 00, you get additional 200 points. But if your national criminal qualification falls under OA or B, you get additional 50 points. So these are the places where you're going to get the points actually. Now, I also want to show you this. This is another part of this express entry where you can get points for Canadian work experience. So if you have less than 1 year work experience in Canada, you get 0 points. Either you are married or you are single. If you have 1 year work experience in Canada, you get 35 points if you are married and 40 points if you are single. If you have 2 years work experience in Canada, you get 46 points if you are married, 53 points if you are single. If you have 3 years work experience, you get 56 points if you are married and 64 points if you are single. If you have up to 5 years, you can get 70 points if you are married and 80 points if you are single. Now, let's go and actually fill an assessment here to see how it happens. So this is the comprehensive ranking score tool that is on CIC website. So if you come here, we'll just fill a dummy application so you can see where the points will actually come from. So let's assume that this applicant here is single. Let's take it that I'm single. I'm filling for myself. I'm single. This question says, how old are you? So for people that have issues with age, once you are 40 years and above or thereabout, people are always scared. So let's say 40 years. You're 40 years of age. Then it now asks this question: what is your level of education? That's either you have earned a Canadian degree or you have educational Canadian assessment for the degree that you did outside Canada. So let's select masters. Have you earned a Canadian degree, diploma, or certificate? This is where you must answer yes, and this is the point where you get extra points. This is the area where you get extra points when you click yes here, because now because you have earned a Canadian degree, you will be given extra points for this section. Now let's click yes. Let's select the minimum, which is 1 year, 1 or 2 years diploma certificates. So let's assume that you are coming here for a 1 year diploma certificate, you still get that point. Now, official language, they asked which one have you done? Are your tests less than 2 years? Yes. Which tests did you take? Let's select IELTS. Let's give the normal score that we ask people to have in listening. Speaking, you're supposed to have 7. Listening, you're supposed to have 8. Reading, you're expected to have 7. Writing, you're also expected to have 7. So let's go on like that. Do you have any other language test results? Let's say no, not applicable here. Now, work experience. In the last 10 years, how many years of skilled work experience in Canada do you have? In Canada. And they actually said it has to be managerial jobs, NOC 0, A, or B. If it's not in any of these NOC, you can't select you have to select none. So let's take it that, okay, in Canada, in the last 10 years, how many years of skilled work experience? Let's take 1 year, since, let's just take 1 year and use that. In the last 10 years, how many total years of foreign skilled work experience do you have? This is for those who have worked outside Canada. So let's assume that before you came to Canada, you have worked in Canada, you have worked outside Canada for at least 3 years. So I'll select 3 years there. Do you have a certificate of qualification from a Canadian province? No, we don't have that. Now, do you have a valid job offer supported by LMIA? That's Labor Market Impact Assessment. If you have a job offer from an employer in Canada, you can get an LMIA to support that job, and easily you get additional point for work experience also, or you get additional point for having a job offer. So I will say yes. They'll not ask you for which of the NOC, what's the NOC code that you have. Is it OO? If it's OO, I showed you earlier on, you're going to get 200 points. If it's OA or B, you get 50 points. So I'll select that OA or B. Do you have a nomination certificate from a province or territory? So I will click no here. Do you have a spouse or common law partner who have at least one brother? They're asking here if you have a relative in Canada. So I'll say no. Now click on calculate your score. Now, if you scroll down here, let me show you the CRS score for what I just did. Now, the CRS score is 514. If you have 514 in any of the pools, in the express entry pool in particular, you will get an invite. I'm confident about that. So you can understand what I mean by saying if you have, if you study in Canada and you work, if you study in Canada for 1 year and you work for 1 year, and you are 40 years, if your age is less than that, your score can get up to 550, 560. But if you are 40 years and above, at least if you are 40 years, your score here will be 514. Now, I also want to show us analysis of the draws that they have had since August last year. Let's start from this lower part. Look at August. The ones in red is the Canadian experience class, while the one in green are all program draw. And what I mean by all program draw, they selected Canadian experience class, provincial nomination, and those coming for federal skilled worker program. So look at August 2020. Okay, let's start from the top here. Well, this is the one. February 13th was the biggest draw ever that ever happened, where they brought the cutoff mark to 75. We've never seen this kind of low CRS score before, but it happened in February, on the 13th of February. Maybe they thought because it's the love season, because that was just the day before Valentine's Day. Well, I'm just joking about that. They brought down the score to 75, and they took 27,332 people. Look at the cutoff mark with 75. This is a Canadian experience class. Canadian experience class is for those that have studied in Canada and have also worked in Canada. They brought it down to 75. Now, just ignore the provincial nomination programs. Now, look at the one they did in January. The cutoff mark that they used was 454. Remember, the CRS calculator that we did, the score was 514. Look at the one for January 7, 461. 461 to 514 is still very far. So the cutoff mark they use is 461. You would have had 514. Now, all these ones from December 23, December 9, November 25, November 18, November 5, October 14th, all these ones that are in green, they are all program draw. So it involves those that fall under the federal skilled worker category, those that fall under the federal Canadian experience class, and those that fall under provincial nomination, anyone, all categories. They didn't specify anybody that has this score. Look at all these scores here, down to this green one here. There's none of them that is higher or up to 514, which was what we got when we said you are 40 years old and you're able to work 1 year in Canada and you studied in Canada for 1 year. Because when you work in Canada for 1 year, you will get post-graduation work permit for 1 year, and your score will be minimum of 514. On August 20, 2021, that's the number 161, the draw number 161. The Canadian experience class draw that they had, they invited 3,300, and the cutoff mark that they used was 454. So it's still far lower than the 514 that we actually calculated. You can see it at 514. And where did that point come from? You got a job offer. You have 50 points for having an employer in Canada who is going to give you a job offer. And if you already have a job offer, that's fine. For studying in Canada, you get extra 15 points here because it's 1 year study. And here also, you get extra 40 points for having 1 year work experience in Canada. Just for 1 year. If you have more than 1 year, this point will be more than this. So if your program is like 2 years, or you work for more than 1 year in Canada, you get more points. So I'm sure you can now clearly see why I said right now, one of the plans that you should consider to do is the study to migrate plan. Work on coming to study in Canada. If you study in Canada, you'll be able to get post-graduation work permits. You can get up to 3 years post-graduation work permits that will allow you to work in Canada, and that will give you extra points for education. It will give you extra points for work. At the end of the day, when you are inside the extra entry pool, your score will be higher than the average score that everybody has. So for those that wants to migrate to Canada this year, I would advise that you consider this plan. If you need help with it, I can assist you with it. I can help you apply for visa. I can also help you with admission. I'm a licensed admission consultant in Canada, and I've actually assisted so many people migrate to Canada through this plan. So it's a plan that you should give a thought to and try to use to come to Canada. Especially if you are over 40 years and above, this is a good plan for you. I want to encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also like our Facebook page and follow us on Instagram. Our handle is @TrueLinkTravel. We actually have many videos on our YouTube channel. We also have so many educational write-ups and videos on our Facebook page and our Instagram page. So if you really want to get first-hand information about Canada immigration or what is going on in Canada here, just subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, and follow us on Instagram. Thank you.